going to see just how capable it is. I know it was Charles, right? Charles was in the last chat and he was like, I tried to get it to build Candy Crush. And what Charles tried to do was kind of the retard max way of like, hey, build me Candy Crush. But that's not the correct way.
Marine, so.
Yeah, but that's not the correct way. Let me share my screen for you guys so you can see what we're doing. So instead of when you're actually trying to develop something complex, you don't want to do what Charles did. And this is what we were doing yesterday because we were just demoing in yesterday's call, very simplistic apps that you could use personally that could help you and then build some extra functionality into them, which is why we were prompting them directly, quickly build this, make sure it has that. They're simple projects, but when you start to move into bigger ideas, bigger projects, for example, his was Candy Crush. You don't just tell it, build me Candy Crush. You have to think that the gap between build me Candy Crush and a fully completed Candy Crush has so many instructions in the middle. You're going to have him attempt to build you something without having all the knowledge or rules. Mm-hmm. So what you want to do to help him along is build out a proper spec. So you want to spec your project out properly. Now, what a spec is essentially it's a series of files, markdowns that he creates for himself that gives him rules on what to do, rules of the game, how it should behave, how he should start his project, coding from this direction to that direction, whatever it is, right? So he has a hard set of rules. There's no guessing. There's no hallucinating. And you could, when you properly spec something out, not waste as many tokens because he'll do it right the first time, and also reduce your time of getting frustrated because saying, build me a Candy Crush, he comes back 10 minutes later, you have a Candy Crush, you try to hit play, something in the game breaks. Something doesn't work, and then you have to go back and prompt him, hey, this piece didn't work. This part was messed up. So here's an example, and we're using Candy Crush simply because that's what he did. So here's Candy Crush, and what I did was I went into deep research. If you know what that functionality is where he goes off for like 5-10 minutes, and he goes and he researches whatever you tell him. He goes deep research. They deploy multiple agents, and they read a bunch of stuff, right? So here's the basics. I wrote it just like this so I could have it prepped for the call. And it goes, we are doing a demo for the school community. I want to do, look, I can't even spell right. I want to build a copy of Candy Crush, the game, our internal version. A member prompted his Claude Code, please build a Candy Crush clone. And he obviously ran into issues because building a complex game like that with a simple prompt leaves much in between. Today, we're working on properly speccing a project like this out with files, plans, instructions, etc., so that we can, in a very few prompts, make a much better, almost one-shot version. Your job, do deep research into Candy Crush, create all the files, markdowns, project scope, and everything else you need to make this playable and nearly complete from one prompt if possible. I will create the folder on my desktop with all the files you want me to add there, so Claude Code has access to absolutely everything needed to code up the game. He went off and he did research. It took him 21 minutes and 39 seconds. He found 474 sources, and then he goes and he gives you this, which is essentially your report. This is the report where he grabbed all the information with sources. He found absolutely everything needed, from gravity and candy spawning to shuffle mechanics to swap rules, match detection algorithm, match patterns and what they create, match priority for special candy creation. On and on it goes. It's an entire report. You can see I can scroll here forever. So from 474 sources, you yourself, this is the gap between Make Me Candy Crush and the final product. It's right here in this deep research. Look at all of this stuff.
Yeah,
and it goes
code, everything.
Do you have to specifically say deep research?
No, you activate it. So right here when you hit the plus button.
Okay. So when I did deep research for my sports betting thing, it didn't actually do deep research. It just
yeah, you have to turn it on. Right here, it's this button, research.
Yeah.
You turn that on, excuse me, and then he goes on and does everything else. He'll give you this deep file. Okay, this deep research brief. So this is done.
This is the gap. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Narrows it. It doesn't close it.
So then you have all your information that you would need, And then what you're going to do next is, because, okay, his research is done, we're going to need those files, essentially. So I told him very simply, now, well, that we have the research, can you build the files I need to drop in our new Candy Crush folder? I'll point Claude Code to it, then give me the first prompt to give him. Cool. So then he does this next portion, which is the really important part. This is how you spec a complex project. So he created 8 files by himself. And here's 58 kilobytes of the spec. He got a Claude MD. This is the master build instructions. He has the file structure in there, the build order, the quality checklist. Claude Code reads this automatically. Then he has special candies.md, all 3 special types, color bomb, exact creation rules, activation effects, all 7 combination interactions. Shit you would have never known, right? Then you have scoring MD, the point values and scoring system, the cascade, multiplier formula, star threshold. I don't know what any of this shit means. I never played Candy Crush. You have the architecture MD, the full state machine, the data structure, every module's responsibility, animation grouping rules. You have the animation spec, and then you have the audio spec, and then you have the level spec. So we have 8 files here, and he told us create a folder on your desktop, called it Candy Crush spec. And then we instantly drop all these files right here at the bottom. These are all the files. You just download them all. What we do now is we're just going to point them to that exact folder. So let's go and open him in code now. So just how you're over here, we did this all in chat. We're going to now open him up in code, which is right here on the left. I'm over here confusing myself. So we have chat, cowork, and code. I just had them in the browser here open, so I have both of them. I could speak to them both at the same time. So we go over in code. We just do a new session just like this. And then we'll go and find a different folder. And the different folder that we want is the Candy Crush one. So desktop, where is it? Candy Crush spec. There it is, right? And it has all our little files in there. We just open that. We are now inside our Candy Crush spec folder. And we just copy what he told us to do earlier, which was right here, because we asked him to write a prompt for us so that we can start the project. So right here is where if you don't even know that first part, it says, then give me the first prompt to give him Claude Code. Simple. Here's the first prompt. And then we just go in, copy the shit. Actually, the copy button's right here. You copy, and then you paste, and then that's it. You just hit enter. Trust the workspace. And now he's going to go and read all those files that were created. And do you see how much more in depth that is than simply saying build me something? Yes. This is 90% of the issues that most people will run into. This makes it so that you're successfully building out complex applications without running into so much of the beginner issues. This alone will save you 90% of your time.
Yeah.
And now he's building out. So feel free to speak while he's building this shit. Hopefully I don't run out of tokens. I was using him a lot earlier, but you can see he says update to-dos here. It says building phase 1, build phase 2, build phase 3, phase 4, phase 5. He's got a whole bunch. He's planning his project and how to go about it right now. All this done, automated. He has all the files he needs, and he'll constantly pull that context as he goes forward. You don't need to remind him of anything like in chat. You don't need to define things anymore. It's all there. It's all encompassing. This is properly spec'd. That's it. And we'll let him work, and we'll see. I've never played Candy Crush, but it'll output in HTML on our browser, and we'll see how far we can get. I've never tried this, so I'm also genuinely curious when we spec out something like a game like this. The difference between build me Candy Crush and then a fully spec'd build like this should be dramatic. So I'm curious. We're both learning here. I've never tried, replicate a game fully spec like this. All I've done was Flappy Bird and something else. So
it's not too bad. It's at 5.3K tokens, so it's like you're not get concerned when you push past 250,000 tokens.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you work around that?
You do
just make it, just have it compile and then start a new session.
/clear if you're doing Claude Code.
Yeah.
You'll reset your context window, but it's going to forget everything that just came before. So
yeah.
/clear does the same thing. Just clears it all out.
Yeah. Resets the context completely.
Hell yeah.
Compacting, again, you retain some of it. It's not as efficient. If you retain anything, obviously it's going to retain some of the token usage.
Have you guys used ChatGPT's coding at all, or that's just completely obsolete?
I'm going to use ChatGPT for certain specking, I think, for video gaming, like animation. I looked up one thing. It was where people are using a still image, and then they put it through Sora 2 rather than trying to make a bunch of different animations for one pixelized character.
Mm-hmm.
And Sora 2 will make like a great animation instantly. So you can plug that into your video game.
Okay.
So I would say this is my first time here on a fireside chat. And thank you, appreciate that. But one of the things that I've been wanting to do was, well, now that I'm seeing this, when it comes down to Claude AI, I guess my question about this is, this particular app, Claude, it allows you to pretty much, I guess you could say, copy almost any website or app and be able to add your own unique features, no?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You could.
Okay.
Theoretically, you could do, you could do anything that requires coding, period. So in our software-dominated world, that means literally pretty much anything you would need a computer for.
Last week, Bo had mentioned an extension, and I was cooking on it for the next 2 days, and it already will save me an hour and a half of work every day.
Okay. Well, I think the difficulty for me is knowing exactly what I want to do with Claude AI exactly. Because one of the things I've been looking into is entrepreneurship, things like drop shipping, video editing, social media marketing, things like that. And I think it's difficult for me to know exactly what to do, like what particular avenue I want to take on this, if that makes sense.
That's Claude.
Yep, Claude. You're just going to go into a loop with them in the chat. Go into Claude, chat with them. Turn on Sonnet so you're just not wasting any of those precious tokens if you're running the $20 plan. And say something like this. Hey, I'm trying to work on an idea for whatever, XYZ. Don't really know where to start. Ask me questions, and always ask me questions after all your responses until we start to formulate something. And then have him just keep asking you questions. So for example, just say I want to build something with YouTube. Then he'll go and say, hey, great idea. YouTube's great, blah, blah, blah. So what do you want to build with YouTube? What niche did you want to get into? How much experience do you have? Blah, blah, blah. He'll ask you a bunch of questions and you answer all those questions and just keep telling him, keep asking me questions. Let's dig further. Just keep asking me questions until I tell you to stop. And then he'll just permanently keep asking questions until you're like, okay, enough. I got an idea of what I want to do. Let's go forward with this one. So use him as like a back and forth partner that you can brainstorm with, essentially. So that's how you can develop an idea. If you have something very rough around the edges and don't even know where to begin, just tell him that. Hey, I have an idea. It's very rough. Not even sure if this is the right idea, but help me figure this out. Ask me questions, blah, 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 blah.
Okay. That makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Man, once you do it, you're going to get addicted.
Also, another important thing to just tell your Claude Code in general, or not Claude Code, but tell your Claude in general, just type this in. And type this in Sonnet or Opus, it doesn't matter, but everybody should do this by default. It'll help you. It says, this is what I wrote. I need you to store a critical memory. Don't be a sycophant. Don't agree with me just to agree. I need you to push and be honest. This will help with our conversation quality. Feel free to reword that in your memory however needed for effectiveness. He'll then go and edit his own memory, assuming you have memory turned on where he remembers things you've talked about in the past. If you haven't, go turn that on. It makes him far more context aware and relevant to what you're talking about. When you start a new chat or anything, he'll access a memory of what you guys have been talking about. Basically builds a profile on you. So go ahead and turn that on and then tell him this, and he'll store that in his memory. Every single chat that you now start from zero, he'll know to not be a sycophant like that and push back when he needs to. The problem that everybody runs into with these AIs is they agree with you constantly, even when you're wrong. They just, hey, that's a great idea. Let me shoot myself in the head. Yeah. Great idea, bro. Start with a Magnum revolver. You know, it's like, it's insane. This shit is so dumb. You have to not code that out of it, but you have to coax it out by making it write a memory that says, all right, push back on anything stupid, or, you know, don't be such a sycophant and constantly agree with somebody for no reason. So if you ever do go down a little rabbit hole, or you're asking questions, or you're trying to even code up some program, whatever, and you run into bugs, you run into any issues, like he'll be like, hey, dude, we're not going the right direction. We're kind of in a loop. Let's try this. It works for everything.
Okay, absolutely. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. ChatGPT famously had that problem. He was making people dependent on him, lonely people, because, of course.
Still has that problem.
Yeah. Still has the problem? They didn't fix that yet?
It's over.
Holy shit. So right there, if you saw me, he came up with a bunch of small errors, and then he'll say things like this. Allow for this website. Okay, sure. Allow for all to browse the internet with any website that is. Okay, allow for this website. Cool. He's looking for something right now. I'm not even reading what he's looking for. But anytime he runs into errors, just allow it. And he'll essentially figure out his own way. He's trying to start a local server. He's screenshotting something. There he is. Menu screen looks great. Oh, by the way, if you haven't, there was some update in Claude Code. I can't even remember. I think he's controlling my Chrome right now, if I'm not mistaken. And what he's able to do is actively test himself all the UI changes, which you're watching right now. The old way would be that you have to wait for him to build the app. You open the app, and then you check if there's any UI issues, like, hey, this button's fucked up. This is a problem. I turned on his computer vision. It's constantly on now. So what he's doing, you guys are not seeing it off screen, but he's in my Chrome. He's opening up those web pages, and he's screenshotting what he sees, and then he's finding the issues. See, I see an issue, and he's looking at everything he sees. He saw the menu screen looks great. Rainbow titles, 10 level buttons. Let me click level 1 to test. I would have to do this manually before. Just like I did with my stream tools, I would have to build out the new app in Electron, go download it, open it up, test the shit. Now I could just tell him, hey, you open the app directly, you test everything. He'll automatically go, he opens the app, tests the features, screenshots it, and then he'll come back in here and code all the fixes. He himself does this now. I don't even have to open so many DMG files, constantly updating the builds. You see, and now he's going through a loop of fixing all the issues he's seeing. I don't know if that's available for PC, but
on my
on
game,
a MacBook,
we had tons of animation. It is a PC. I don't know about the Chrome thing, but it was having tons of issues with animation. The GIFs, it just was going crazy. It looked terrible. And then all I did was ask it. It's like, okay, the zombie with this shirt is acting up. Why? And then it went through. It took like 2 prompts, fixed everything. Made it super smooth.
I'm so curious how this is going to come out. So he's just screenshotting and fixing everything he sees. So for example, this wouldn't be happening right now. He would have the HTML built. We would go click on it. We would attempt to do level 1. Probably ran into the error that he was running into, attempting to start level 1, and then would prompt him, hey, you got to go in and fix this. And now he's doing, because he has logs, right? He has access to logs directly. So as he clicked on level 1, he's checking the logs for errors, and he's logging everything himself. I don't have to screenshot the logs anymore. I don't have to tell him what the error was. He can see them now. With the Chrome extension, he just goes in, sees all the errors, and he begins fixing it automatically. So I haven't touched him. Besides just saying, yes, you're allowed to execute this, I haven't touched anything. And now he's debugging an issue with JavaScript. Level intro screen is working, showing level 1, sweet start. There you go. And see, it says he's opening. Look, he's playing the game. If you zoom in on here, you can see. Let's see if I zoom in a little bit. Yeah, I'll just leave it this way, actually. Get rid of that session. You see, he's taking screenshots of everything. He's checking the game himself. I haven't touched him yet. And he's running absolutely everything. And pretty soon he'll finish. We'll open up the HTML and we'll go on our merry way and find out.
Yeah, and then I'm thinking about like somebody messing with that.
You cut out messing with what?
I'm sorry, I meant like an app or a program like this and doing it over and over and over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Months or years, and then that's when you get something where it's like, holy shit, how did this person build this?
Mm-hmm. Pretty fucking tight.
Even troubleshooting even other people's apps and improving upon.
Yeah, so turn on computer vision if you haven't. I hear the sound effects. I don't know if you guys heard that.
You don't hear it.
Tasty, 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 tasty.
He's testing the game, you see? I'm not doing anything.
Tasty.
He's playing the game right now. He's testing things.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fucking insane, isn't it? So
Are you sure we can't just type build me Candy Crush?
you go ahead, bro. And between that and this is a lot of wasted time. But yeah. So there's two ways to do this stuff, which is why I was showing you the easy way.
Delicious.
Yeah,
Delicious.
crazy.
Divine. Sweet. Tasty.
I don't even know what any of this means.
Delicious. Sweet. Tasty.
He's
Sweet.
playing the game
Sweet.
on my computer.
Sweet. Tasty. Sweet.
Could you like add certain types
Sweet.
of music
Sweet.
to it too?
Tasty.
That's what I'm
You
trying
can
to
do
wonder.
whatever you want, dude. We just spec'd him for this.
Sweet.
He could say
Tasty.
dickhead if you wanted him to.
Delicious.
For each
Delicious.
candy he hits.
Divine. Sweet. Tasty.
Excellent
Delicious.
progress.
Delicious.
He's got a 6,560 score. Look at that.
Sweet. Tasty. Delicious. Divine.
Yeah, and it's
Divine.
only 40.
Divine.
It's going to be like, well, maybe
Sweet.
50,000.
Tasty.
Or maybe more than that.
Delicious.
We'll see. We'll let him run for as long as it takes.
Tasty. Sweet.
He's playing the game right now. He's going through the levels to see if everything's functioning properly. So it looks insane. I wish I could share this, but he's literally playing the game by himself, screenshotting shit.
What does a Chrome computer do?
He gets access to your Chrome. Yeah. So if you have Chrome, like Google Chrome, the web browser, you can give him access directly, and he'll go and start controlling shit when you activate him there. So mine is set up. He asked me to launch on Chrome. Can he have the ability to launch on Chrome? And then he launched his HTML in Chrome. And now he's like screenshotting as he's playing and seeing that all the assets are functioning as coded. And if he runs into an issue, he debugs there and then he fixes it right away. And then he's just playing through levels and making sure all the logic is holding. This used to take forever because you would have to go in and manually find out these issues. But now he's doing it all. So we haven't touched a single fucking thing since the first prompt. That's it. I have not prompted him for anything. I just literally hit accept when he asked, can I access this file? Can I run this? Can I do it? And that was it.
Yeah, and from a content creator, and then this is like, hey guys, I have a new game on live stream. We're just chilling and just trying this game on a Claude Code.
Mm-hmm. But the important part of this is that we're moving from when we first started, hey, just chatting up and helping you ideate and maybe doing YouTube videos and writing, to here's how you build some basic programs that could help you day to day, to okay, here's how we properly spec and build something actually serious and complex.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of walking you guys through slowly all of this. And as I learn more, I'll share more. But
yeah,
the specking part is by far the most important.
This is already top percentile right here, if I'm being honest. You know, because like you said, the majority of people, you know, it's still early adopter. But this is like at the highest level, because most people are not even doing half of this.
Right. And there's still a fucking wall between this and the real coders that know exactly what the fuck they're doing. Imagine the kind of power you can harness. The more you learn, the more it just multiplies your abilities. That's what's cool.
Then you have the seethers that are just denying that it'll ever get better. 5 million.
Yeah, forget. They're useless. They're useless to even think about. Forget them. Those are the naysayers. They did the same shit with internet and email.
Yeah, even with like, there's this, you know, bread and circuses or whatever, but there's this new game that came out. It's called Crimson Desert. People were complaining, Korean. They're using AI. They're releasing updates every other day. People are like, how are they doing this so fast? I'm like, they're probably using Claude or whatever other, you know, chatbot, and they have their own proprietary engine. So they know the ins and outs.
We launched Project Maven in 2017. Like, this shit's not going away. It's been around. It's not going away.
Yep. So it's just, it makes everything just so much easier.
So here's I'm going to drag it over. This is the screen. This is my Chrome, you see? My Chrome browser. It's glowing on the edges, as you can see. That means that Claude's currently looking at it. And what he's doing here is you're seeing where he stopped playing the game, but you can watch him actually play the game here. And the mouse is actually moving and he's screenshotting. And you can see what he's doing. For example, right here. So we could just leave this tab open to watch what he's doing, everything, which is so cool. So I'll put this off to the side to see what he's still coding and stuff, but that's what I'm watching when he's playing the game. He's playing it on my computer. And he's off to work, dude. He's still working. This is what, for 22 minutes in while we're talking.
This is crazy, dude.
This is the max version?
Yeah.
Damn.
Nice.
So yeah, when you're ideating from 0 to something like this, do it like this. Ask him to ask you questions. You get an idea. The idea that you get, you're going to go then do a deep research into the market, competitors, products that are selling, blah, 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 anything, right? It doesn't matter. Turn on deep research. Tell him to go deep research. What is going on, folks? How's everybody doing today?
At MLRS7, we donated $2. How do we get normies to be Geopolitical?
That's a good question. Same way you got blue-pilled. Thanks, WP, for the 2 Canadians. What's going on, Vinty? How's everybody doing? How do you connect the private community badge on Kick? I don't know. Who has that? What's the private community badge? Busy day ahead, boys. A lot of stuff going on. Oil has shot up dramatically. It is. Last I checked. Let me actually look before we get into our episode here. It's currently trading. This is our oil prices. 112. 100 freaking 12. Unbelievable. It shot up as high as what? 115 and some change. Wow, we were approaching the initial spike, which was at 119. Oh boy, are you ready for some long-term pain? Are you ready for long-term pain or not? Get all this exited out. A lot has been going on, dude. Too much, to be honest. The world needs to slow it down. Everything we've been talking about is happening. Unfortunate. All right, dude. Thank you for...
At WP869 donated CA $2 ejaculate.
Congratulations. Congratulations, bro. What's cool is we were working until like 1 a.m. last night, adding a whole bunch of features and functionality to the application that we're building. Can I do that from here? Oh, beautiful. So I'll just get into this a little quick because I'm happy. We finally got auths going for the app. Long story short, the unified dashboard. Well, I can show you guys. Well, I'll show you later. We'll get into that later. Let me set up Diran stuff. Let's just say I added Twitch's support. We're currently live streaming on Twitch too. I don't know what it's like. Legion of NYT on Twitch also. I'm not looking over there, but people that are chatting, there's nobody on Twitch, obviously, but I'm just testing functionality. We are currently live on Kick, YouTube, Rumble, and Twitch. It all works. Rumble still needs to get fixed. But all the alerts work. Everything is now functional directly from each platform. And in my little unified chat, I actually have the power to moderate now. So before it was just read only. I could only just read what you guys are doing, but now I can ban you. I can ban you. I can time you out. I could do anything right away. So cool. Soon we'll add TikTok Live and Instagram. I could add those. Should I add those? Damn, that's so much shit though. I don't know. Should I add those? That's a good question, actually. I don't know. I guess that would increase the value proposition. Why not? So basically, I mean, it's not worth it. It's not going to cost me anything. Well, some tokens, but it's off my plan anyway. I left him running with full permissions last night. I woke up to him actually limiting my session. I ran out. He was working all night just doing a complete overhaul on the program, a bunch of stuff. I gave him full perms, told him do what you need to do. By 1 a.m, I walked away, and you won't believe it. He was taking control of my computer. He was actively demoing the app himself, screenshotting shit, clicking buttons. He's watching the app work, ran into bugs, went and started fixing the bugs himself. It's the coolest shit ever. To then just wake up next morning. I just had to hit, he got near the very end anyway, so I just had to hit rebuild. But I walked through, I was watching step by step what he did when I woke up, and I just hit rebuild, a new beta, and he did, and we're running it. We're running on the beta build right now. And I'll show you guys at the end of the stream all of that stuff. We'll get into some Iran goodies that's going on. That is insane, to say the least. Actually, the last couple of days have been pretty wild, as you've seen by, well, essentially the oil prices. And a kind of a same thread always. We just assassinated yet another negotiator, essentially. The one dude that we were talking to, the one dude that was like, you know, actually, what could you say? Not hardliner. The one that was actually speaking to us, back channeling in Pakistan. Yeah. Israel just targeted him again. Again. You won't believe it. So, are we the dog, or are we controlling the leash? What's actually happening? That's a good question. Remains to be seen. So we are not currently live. We are. You paid $7.95 for diesel yesterday? Holy crap. That's insane. Whoa. That's nuts, actually. I don't even know. I don't even want to go to a gas station, to be completely honest, to see what the prices are about to be. I'm on 2 bars left on the car. Fucking hell. I'm just going to go straight to Costco. It's way cheaper. Yeah, at this point, just go to Costco, or what's the other one? Walmart's version of Costco. I forget what it's called. Only go there, though. Seriously. It almost seems like it's a whole $1 off or close to it. Sam's Club. That's what it's called, yeah. Sam's or Costco. That's where I go. I've got a Costco card, and I'm not filling up at any regular place. It's out of control. I'm pretty sure unleaded is now 5 or more here in Phoenix. If I go to my old gas station by the gym. I'm going to take a picture of that just to see today, actually. Yeah. Oh, there's a bug. Thanks, Kalergi. Europor here. Trump demanded we get involved in this BS war. Now he's taking our defense from Iranian missiles. Thanks. It is a cool t-shirt. There's a bug in our build. I have to tell him. Oh, he wants the event log. Sorry, just got to see this here and then we'll get started.
At Isaac Vanderbilt 4505 donated $2. Be as crazy as you can be. Crazier than that. LOL.
Thanks, brother. Okay. Palantir got dumped and resurged like crazy? Well, pretty much. What the fuck is going on here? Okay, let's begin. I'm over here dicking around. Labs is connected. You are messing up the code.
At Isaac Vanderbilt 4505 donated $2. The more you pretend nothing is happening, it lessens.
Okay. Donations. Yes. Where was I typing this entire thing? Oh my God. I'm over here typing an incredible amount of shit. Okay. We're using OAuth for chat functionality, like timeouts and banning. We're using the Streamlabs connection for what? It's hard to work like this. Bro, my brain is on like 10 different things. I'll play that super chat and then we'll get started. I can't fuck with this anymore. Reason I'll ask for the timeouts banning, but we're using Streamlabs connection for the sub for the alerts on Kick. Did Yeah, I gotta beat my AI
At
agent.
Discorum 8109 donated $20. Bo, keep up the good work and continuing to support our young men with your channel slow and steady to 1 million, my brother.
Thanks. Appreciate you. All right, let's get started, dude. I've been dicking around too much. He's off on the side here fixing shit. And yeah, appreciate you, dude. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. If you haven't hit the like button, get your Top Goy mugs right here. Ta-da. If you haven't already. They are available. Same with the Hoflation mugs. And hats. T-shirts. Everything else. Nice.
Perfect.
W's in chat. Shout out for everybody's tuning in. Let me refresh this. Kick page says we're not streaming, but I know we are. Okay. There we go. Everything's good to go. And he keeps asking me questions. Can't check the logs. Too many messages. Okay. Anyways, my AI agent, he's distracting me, dude. Okay. What were we talking about earlier? Oh yeah, the Iran war. The Iran war, yes. What I was saying about some dude that got bombed. It's not some dude, actually. It was the main guy we were negotiating with. But I keep going back to this negotiator. And it's probably the single most important thing probably that's happened since, what, the last couple of days? Since the start of the last couple of days, it's barely getting covered. Or maybe it might start getting covered by mainstream news soon enough. The dude's name was actually Kamal, Kamal Karazi. Kamal Karazi is his name. This was the guy that was active in the back channel talks with VP Vance, as it was reported, right? And these were going on in Pakistan. And essentially what the deal was in Pakistan through intermediaries, and the New York Times, they actually confirmed this. This was, like a real diplomatic channel that was actually moving. This is what Trump was alluding to. And the conversations were happening according to the report. But then, as usual, Israel, of all people, put a missile through his house, of all places, killed his wife, and they put his ass in the hospital. So we've been tracking the Netanyahu pattern, whatever you want to call it, across this entire Iran war coverage, where essentially he crosses Trump's line. And this dates back to, when was the first time? I think on the oil tanks back in just a week or two ago. 2 weeks ago, I think it was. And then he crossed it again on the South Pars, the gas field. And then he crossed it again on those nuclear sites with the yellow cake and the rest of it. But those were just targets, like infrastructure-wise, right? This is an actual person. This was the person who was trying to end the war, guys. And every Iranian official who might have been willing to talk to Washington now is just looking at Karazi's wife in a body bag, and they're doing the math on whether, picking up the phone is actually worth their family's life. The answer is probably obviously no. That's not a side effect of the strike. That's the purpose of the strike, because if there's nobody left to negotiate the war, it can't end. And Joe Kent, when he resigned, was saying the same shit plainly. Israel is targeting the negotiators to make sure more extreme leadership takes over, so the war has to continue. Right? It's a simple calculation. So, and the targeting, by the way, has completely shifted this week because they bombed one of the tallest highway bridges in the Middle East. It's a major commuter route outside of Tehran, and they hit it twice. Listen to this shit. And the second strike came while rescue workers were on the bridge pulling people out from the first one. Yeah, we are now double tapping emergency crews. So they had videos of this. There's 2 civilians dead. There's videos of the bridge, sections of it collapsing while medics are like running and shit. They also hit the Pasteur Institute, which has been making vaccines in Iran for over 100 years. It's like an international scientific institution. It's part of this global network. And it's gone. We're hitting vaccine institutes. We are hitting bridges and double tapping rescue workers. That's us. I want you to understand that's us doing that. We're so-called liberating the Iranians, you guys. And then Lindsey Graham, good old Lindsey, dude, Mr. Ladybug. He goes on Fox News the same night that happened and explicitly calls for destroying Iran's power grid and water systems. Those are his words. Destroying the infrastructure that allows Iran to function as a nation, period. And nobody on the panel said anything to him about it, which kind of tells you where this Overton window shift has happened in regards to the support for the war. You have a sitting senator advocating for cutting off water to 88 million people on camera, and it's just a regular Tuesday, boys. So Trump told the country, this is our president also, that he's going to bring Iran back to the Stone Age where they belong. And then the next morning, a bridge full of commuters got bombed and a vaccine lab got flattened. And it connects directly to the intelligence assessment that we covered about 2 weeks ago that said the bombing, or bombing Iran in general, will do nothing to break the regime. It just rallies the Iranians around their government and it empowers them, especially the hardliners, which is exactly what keeps happening. So we're committed to that, dude. Okay. What we're doing, the Geneva Convention would call collective punishment of a civilian population, and the intelligence community already told the president it doesn't work, and he's doing it harder. If any other country started bombing civilian infrastructure this way and threatening to go after desalination plants and all this other shit, you would be calling for crimes of war. These are war crimes. And the UN, and then we would have so much legislation being passed at the international level, condemning this, condemning that, ICC arrests, terrorists. So much of that language would have been falling on any other country that does this. We do it, nothing happens. Isn't that crazy how that works? Isn't it crazy how this system is designed to benefit the very few? And it gets worse. It gets worse. The clown show gets worse. MAGA is like, yes, Daddy Trump. No, there's like record low support for both sides of the aisle. But you need to understand who's running this war right now, because the administration's falling apart as at live. So Bondi's reportedly getting fired. Semaphore is reporting that Trump told her that her time as an attorney general is nearing an end. And the read on that, basically, if you want to, break down his words, is she got brought in to do what she needed to do with Epstein files, and now she's disposable. Thanks for playing. Next. Tulsi Gabbard's in the same hot seat, dude. She's either going to get pushed out or she's going to leave on her own, and this is the same person that Congress was grilling on camera last week about the imminent threat. right? The justification for the war. And she couldn't give a straight answer to any of that. And now she's on her way out. So what is that? Kristi Noem, Pam Bondi, and now Gabbard. And so who is next? And we covered this a couple updates ago, but the Pentagon admitted this much, that the nuclear back channel talks before the war was even beginning were run by none other than Steve Witkoff, a fucking real estate developer, and Jared Kushner. And when their amateur diplomacy failed, the decision to strike was made. So the war was started by people with zero diplomatic experience. It's being run by an administration that's firing its own people mid-conflict. And the one actual diplomatic channel that was working just got blown up by the ally they can't control. Nobody is asking who replaces the AG and the intelligence director during an active war with a ground invasion on the table, because this isn't a normal reshuffle. This is wartime government that can't keep its own people in their chairs long enough to finish what it started. And that should alarm the fuck out of everybody listening, guys. That's without 35,000 Marines now packing their bags, camo gear and all. What? Then Trump did his national address. We watched that one yesterday. And the key number is 2 to 3 more weeks. 2 to 3 more weeks. And on day 9, he said pretty much the same shit. 2 to 3 more weeks. Then another 4 to 5 more weeks. Nobody in the press corps is asking him about the previous timelines. Nobody is pressing him on anything. He also said the U.S. won't import oil for Hormuz in the future during a war that was supposed to keep Hormuz open because we don't need the strait. So then what are we fighting for? And if we do need it, then saying we don't is conceding that entire choke point. Okay, so, and either way, Iran heard that and they're building accordingly. So oil blew past 103 into 105, 106, 107 today, as high as 112. It essentially reversed going from 100 all the way to 112 right after his speech, essentially in the last 12 hours, less than a day. The market heard strike plants, power plants, if there's no deal, and they priced in this destruction today. And Asia's markets were down. They're getting crushed deep in the red. We have no resolution to the war. CNN had a report this week, and I saw it literally, I think, this morning and last week. They've been reporting steadily that approval for Democratic nominees or candidates in their own party is at a historic low. Like, even the Democrats don't approve of their own congressional leadership. And that matters because both parties' support for this war, and it's completely at odds with what the people want. The public doesn't want war. And when you see the approval collapsing on both sides of the aisle at the same time, what you're looking at is a political class that is unified against its own population. Both Republicans and Democrats together backing a war that 53% of Americans oppose. And of that, 75% of them oppose ground troops. What? And the establishment doesn't care because the machine runs on defense contracts and APAC money. And the voters are an afterthought, until November again. So what does that tell you? Yes, the Uniparty doesn't give a shit about anyone. And while the bombs are still falling, Iran is designing some post-war architecture in real time. It just came out that Iran and Oman are developing a joint maritime protocol for the Hormuz Passage. And the second headline that dropped from Iranian state-linked sources, it said the market moved hundreds of billions of dollars in minutes just off that news alone. Think about this for a second. $750 billion were wiped from U.S. markets that morning. They got wiped, partially erased by just one press briefing from Tehran. Because, think about it like this. The financial system is so fragile right now that one headline, and you're hearing these numbers like $1 trillion wiped, $1 trillion gained. That one headline alone can move the market in either direction. The entire global economy is moving from this shit, and nobody actually knows what's real and what's information warfare anymore. And Iran figured that out. At essentially a press release is a weapon that costs you nothing and moves more money than a missile. And you can't shoot that shit down with a Patriot. So Iran's security official said the strait will reopen for the world, but not for Trump. And they're building I think they quoted $2 million per tanker toll, a system that could generate $80 billion a year. And Oman is co-signing. Do you hear me? Oman is co-signing it, which gives legitimacy from a Gulf state that already called the war illegal. The Larak checkpoint that we talked about last time is literally evolving into something permanent with a regional power or a regional partner attached. And this is Iran turning a choke point into a revenue stream and coding it into legislation. And you can't bomb a fee schedule through parliament, which is something I've been saying for like 2 last Iran videos now. And every day it gets more and more true. This is just going to be a legislative framework that people will bow down to. You're going to have France and Germany and the UK and Asian countries who don't really give a fuck about the petrodollar. They need their energy. And what do you think they're going to do? It's very simple. They're just going to negotiate and pay the toll. I think I misquoted myself and said 800 billion a year. It's 80 billion a year estimated just from the tolls. So what have we accomplished here? And now, it gets fucking crazier, dude. The economic fallout is now being prepared for at government levels now in ways that I'm telling you, dude, should scare the shit out of you. There are reports circulating already. There are internal contingency planning for fuel shortages, mandatory work from home days, speed restrictions, odd even driving rules, forced public transport. IEA coordinated responses across multiple countries. Does that sound familiar to you guys? Well, it should, dude. That's literally the same playbook as what? February 2020. COVID. They were floating the temporary measures. Do you remember that? For COVID, 2 weeks before the lockdowns hit. And the framing's exactly the same. It's always presented as responsible planning, just in case, just being prepared. But what it actually does is condition the population to accept the restrictions before the restrictions arrive, so that by the time they implement them, they've already been psychologically primed to comply. They're not warning you about fuel shortages. They're preparing you to accept fuel rationing. And once you accept essentially that proposition, then think about it. The government can dictate when you drive, how long you stay at home for because of a war you didn't vote for. And then what? You've handed over all your freedoms just like COVID. Dude, it took us 3 years to claw back after COVID. And they know it works because it worked last time. And so they're going to prime you to do it again. Some of the Asian countries are already going under fuel lockdowns. This shit's crazy. And then you have the fucking ground invasion. Okay, well, the signals for that are stacking faster than anyone's processing. March 26th, you had a Marine general come on telling 35,000 reservists to pack desert gear and say goodbye to their families. Hegseth said decisive days were ahead. Trump says we're going to leave early very soon, which sounds like withdrawal, except you don't tell 35,000 Marines to pack for the desert if you're about to leave. That makes no sense. Those two statements cancel each other out, and one of them is a lie, and we know which one is the lie. Then you have like all these ex-CIA analysts. They're all going public. They're predicting a weekend assault on Iranian islands or the Strait, whatever. And then there's the poly market. Some fucking wallet, dude. This one's one of the weirdest ones too, because we're talking about war profitability. So you have this wallet on poly market, which is... This is the same wallet, by the way, if you don't know. This dude bet $500,000 predicting the exact timing of the initial strikes, and they got that right. Weird. Just slightly weird. Insider trading, maybe? Will it get investigated? Who knows? The same wallet just dropped $800,000 now on ground invasion. Either that person has supernatural luck, or they have access to classified operational planning and they're turning it into a trade. And the war itself is now, ta-da, a financial instrument for people with the right access, which connects directly to the doubt thesis we talked about last time from the last update about who benefits from the spending, because this $200 Pentagon request that they're having isn't just a war budget. It's a credit injection into a system that was already wobbling, and the people placing bets on military operations before they happen are the same class of people who benefit from those spending operations and what they generate. Isn't that crazy? And if the Marines actually land on any of these islands, it continuously just turns to shit. There's a Chechen wild card now. There are literal combat units that have pledged to deploy alongside Iran. They're calling it a holy jihad. And a pledge obviously isn't the same as boots on the ground, but these guys are these are fighters who've been in Ukraine 4 years. They know Western equipment, Western tactics. And even if a fraction of them show up on a ground operation on some small island in the strait against, I would say the United States and maybe a coalition that we're building, from what I'm hearing, we're trying to build a coalition. So yeah, you take Chechen fighters in a small island in the strait plus the IRGC, and you make the Karg Island discussion go from what? A simple bomb and takeover to some insane shit that might go down and be the spilling of a wider conflict now. What's Russia going to think about this, by the way? Because obviously those Chechen fighters are backed by Russia. Then you have fucking Netanyahu. He's on camera saying that Iran has no ability to enrich uranium, no ability to produce ballistic missiles, which contradicts every intelligence assessment we covered because, the materials in a mountain under 100 meters of granite that our biggest bomb can't reach. The nuclear launcher count didn't actually change because they're mobile. You can shoot them off a fucking Toyota Tacoma. I've been telling you. So he's either lying to manufacture for a mission accomplished moment, right, before the ground phase, or he believes his own propaganda. And both of those are terrifying if you're a Marine, reservist, especially reading the news right now and prepping your desert camos, which is fucking insane. So more news that keeps coming out. Some dude is saying, some retard, damn, Bo, sounds like you want America to fall. No, retard, I want America to win. You know how we fucking win? Not sticking our noses in other people's business like the Middle East. Should have left the fucking strait open. Iran's not our problem. Iran is Israel's problem. Europe is our real allies, not Israel. I don't give a fuck about the Middle East. We produce our own oil. We have our own largest market in the world. Literally everyone wants to do business with us. Why are we fighting Arabs in the Middle East for who? Name me a country that stole our nuclear material. Israel. Name me a country that has false flagged us. Israel. Name me a country that goes against directives from our own president and assassinates people we're discussing with. Israel. Name me another country that has subverted our Congress and presidency. Israel. So what the fuck has Iran done to us that makes them a threat to the United States? Idiots. Literal boomer. You have a boomer take. I wouldn't be surprised if you actually watch Fox News with that boomer take you just had. That shit is insane. Yeah. Literally going to war. We've heard for 40 fucking years they're building a nuke and they're going to nuke us. Hasn't done a single goddamn thing. And wouldn't have. Then you have Iran that shot down, and it keeps getting more complicated. They shot down a drone over their own airspace. It wasn't even American. It wasn't Israeli. It was Chinese made. This is the same kind of Chinese made drones. The king of Saudi Arabia and the UAE, the kingdom, they're operating this. Which means that Gulf states were running surveillance inside Iran. That is a big deal. While they're telling the world that this isn't their fight and they're going to keep their noses out of it. And Iran already published targeting images of major bridges across the Gulf, specific bridges in Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Jordan. And some of those bridges are the only connection between entire population centers. That is a response to their own bridge. They're escalating, doing the same shit that we are actually doing to them. So if we're committing war crimes, they will commit war crimes back. Do you see how this is getting out of control? Trump was literally, this makes no fucking sense, at a summit, mocking MBS, saying he didn't think he would be kissing my asshole, while the Saudis are opening air bases for American strikes. And now their bridges are on Iranian target list. And you have to ask, at what point does MBS look at the deal he's getting? His country's getting bombed. His infrastructure is being threatened. An American president publicly humiliating him. And decides that, this shit isn't worth it because the Gulf realignment we've been tracking since like 2 weeks into the war, when Reuters reported that not our war is accelerating, and every week Iran adds another reason for the Gulf states to walk away from Washington. How much longer do you just eat shit from the United States if you're a GCC member? Think about that for a second. Dude's kissing my ass to a Saudi, the head of the House of Saud, kissing your ass. Do you want to get kicked out? Do you want to be able to use their bases for operations? This is nuts. We don't have statesmen. I keep trying to tell you guys that. And then it gets worse because Trump just keeps stepping over himself. Unforced error over unforced error over unforced error. What's next, bro? He's floating the idea of leaving NATO because Europe won't help him. Isn't that insane? And his budget is raising defense spending toward 1.5 trillion, paid for by cutting health care and domestic programs. And the $200 billion war request is still under review. And you don't restructure federal spending around a long-term military posture if the war is ending in 2 to 3 weeks. Do you see how it makes no sense? The budget tells you what the actual timeline is, regardless of what the president says. And the actual timeline is years, not weeks. And the American public is being asked to trade their health care for a war most of them oppose, to reopen a strait that the president just said we don't need, and both parties are clapping. What? That is why their approval ratings hit the fucking floor. Nobody in power is changing course because the money is too good. The insider trading. That's nice, bro. Ripping everyone off. And the big boys are making hand over fist while you're struggling paying, like dude said, $7 for diesel. Insane. That April 6th deadline, we're 4 days away. 4 days away, you guys. The pattern hasn't broken once. Every pause gets violated within 24 hours. Go back and check everyone. Every timeline slides another 2 to 3 weeks. Every escalation gets met with a bigger one. And the people who could have brokered an exit either got fired or in a hospital or fucking dead. And if the ground operation actually launches into the weekend right now to go into the strait, you're looking at American casualties on camera in a way that, this war hasn't actually produced yet. CENTCOM's been hiding a lot of information. That's going to change domestic politics overnight. Body bags from a failed island assault in the Persian Gulf 3 weeks before midterm campaign season. That's not something any amount of derivatives manipulation or censorship can manage. We're fucked. So the next 30 days are going to be interesting to say the least. You have the NPT review on April 27th, the Trump-Xi Jinping meeting on May 14th, and by then the lockdown preparations, we might be hearing more of that in Western countries, not just Eastern and Asia. So that toll booth framework they're building with Oman will be further along in the Iranian parliament. More and more countries will back channel to actually start paying the toll to save their economies. The interceptors will be, close to zero now because we can't produce all these interceptors, all our Tomahawks, all of this shit, we're running low. And the question won't be whether America can win the war. It's just whether the system can survive it, can survive the shit, the hornet's nest it just started. We have unleashed a world of shit, unforced errors on ourselves. And the people that benefit this, or mostly from this, is Israel, which Netanyahu was on camera just recently saying they're creating a super state or something like that. Literally, actually. So, Kalergi, thanks, brother. Where are you on the Fuentes position? We align with him on Trump's betrayal and who he really serves, but what about his endorsement of accelerationism? Is that what he endorsed? I don't know. I have to catch up. I'm behind. If he said that in the last few, I have to watch it. I actually have no idea. This is just what I'm seeing from X and some of those Telegram accounts I'm following. I'm piecing together some information. I just know I saw oil back near the 119, 120 top. So there was also not a report, but it was Larry Fink from BlackRock, you know, one of the most powerful men in the world, said that if oil reaches 150, it will trigger a worldwide depression. I don't know if he said recession or depression. We'll just say recession at 150. So 150 a barrel triggers a worldwide recession. Honestly, for the average person, it already feels like we're in a worldwide recession. At least, hey, domestically at least. What have you been buying? Where have you been vacationing? What are you paying for rent? How much are your groceries? Well, now look at gas on top of that. Has it felt like the golden age for anybody here? Honestly, you know, yes, some of us are doing very well in this economy, but that's the exception. You're not the rule. Do you feel like you're in a golden age right now? Are things cheaper than they've ever been? Are you saving more money than you ever have? Is your job more secure than it's ever been? Are you making great money? Or is the power of the dollar, your purchasing power, does it feel good? Do your groceries, does your cart fill up with groceries for $100? Or is it just a few items here and there? Feels like the dollar's getting real thin, huh? So you tell me what direction this country's going in and how people feel. Yeah. Let me play this one.
At Brackifated donated $1.99. Late, but did you read the Iran Pre's address?
Yeah. We watched it. We watched it yesterday on live stream, actually. Bo's being a panicking. You're panicking, bruh. Everything's good. Hey, dude, isn't the stock market raping your portfolio right now? Boomhauer over there. We got Boomhauer over here. His portfolio is getting raped. You know, boomers will complain as soon as the stock market takes a massive dump. That's the funniest part in all this. The boomers themselves will take a massive shit all over Trump the moment they open their portfolio and see like minus 30, minus 40%. My retirement. My fucking retirement. How could you do this to me? We voted you in to make us rich. Holy fuck. Only a boomer mind, bro. Only a boomer mind could possibly be that stupid. These are the same people that get scammed on email by Nigerians and shit. Unbelievable. $1,000 a month will cover the retirement. Boomers, bro. Boomhowers over here. Doomhowers versus boomhowers. Boomhowers, dude. They're gonna, if stock markets go down 30, 40%, we're in a massive correction. Truly recession level shit, depression. I would laugh in your fucking boomhauer face, dude. You're going to be forced to go in the jungle in the Philippines and live out your shitty pension. You're going to lose most of your retirement because you're so fucking stupid. Idiots. Let me reset some shit here on my stream. Trump, I voted you in. Those who bless Israel will be blessed. My portfolio isn't blessed, sir. I don't feel blessed. Some bitch. He's some bitch. I ain't feeling blessed, some bitch. Goddamn, I've been blessing Israel for goddamn years, some bitch. My portfolio, where's that goddamn Jewish money? I'm telling you. Shit. Those who bless Israel will be blessed. Goddamn, where's my blessings? You know, Lord, if you're listening, mighty light on my wallet. I checked my portfolio. I saw minus 20%. Cheryl almost had a heart attack. Goddamn. Goddamn, you know what I mean? Hey, I'm willing to suffer in this economy. Lord, please, though. Please help me. You know what I'm saying? My son, he's a piece of shit. He don't talk to me no more, Lord. He gonna get his. I ain't giving him no goddamn money no more. I never gave him shit anyways, but do for me what you have done for others, Lord. I see it. I see it. Make me a millionaire. Okay, I'm trying to go to my grave dressed in riches, gold, fancy things. I work real goddamn hard for it. I bought my house for 2 rocks and a pea. You know what I mean? This shit's worth 1.5 million. Come on. Come on. I'm not blessed enough. It's crazy, huh? All these goddamn whippersnappers, all they do is goddamn complain and got no solutions for shit. For goddamn shit. You know, back in my day, I had a factory job. I had 10 wives, 30 mistresses. I had 1 million kids. Those kids don't deserve shit. You know what I mean? I work hard on the assembly line. I was just picking my ass and shit. Sniffing glue, drinking a beer with the boys. This goddamn modern economy built for sissies. You fucking sissies don't know how to work hard. Always complaining about shit too. And by the way, you fucking loser, I wanted my grandkids. Huh? You goddamn losers can't even give me a goddamn grandkids. Can't even fuck a woman. Pathetic. You're over there playing video games. When I was your age, I had 30 girls pregnant. Okay, on my factory job.
Yago King donated $2. But that verse is constantly misquoted. It refers to Abraham and those of lineage, not the country of Israel, as it wasn't even a concept when that covenant was made.
Yep. Robert, thanks for the 10. Did that come in my alert history? 1 second. I was resetting my program, bro. I'll read it right now. Yeah. So it says, good news, the U.S. Army has raised the max age of entitlement to 42 years old. If any of you are under 42 and want to support the war effort, go down to your local recruiter's office and enlist. Thanks, Robert. Definitely go. Go, guys. Boomhauer. Boomhauer over here. Go goddamn be a patriot, some bitch. You goddamn some bitch. Go be a patriot.
At Robert Platinum donated $2 million. You almost sound like a true Southerner.
2 million? God damn, Robert. You see, that's the goddamn boomer right there giving him $2 million on a goddamn donation. You see that shit, that kind of money he got there. You heard that? You heard that? 2 million goddamn dollars he just donated. That was a error in my app, don't worry. He didn't actually give no $2 million. 2 million Zimbabwe's. You stupid son of bitches, I whopped my ass with $2 million. You see here? 2 million. He sounds like a real Southerner. That boy got a twang in him. He's really from Atlanta. Yeah. Yeah, that's about that hard work right there. He knows what he's talking about. He was talking about goddamn doing stucco and shit up in them houses over there. I know he was sweating his ace off. His ace, boy. His ace. Yeah. All these sissies. All these goddamn sissies in the chat complaining and dooming and shit. What do you know about hard fucking work? You can't even get your dick up. You sit there in your goddamn room playing video games all day, jacking off, can't even get a woman. Boy, you fucking failed. My entire bloodline dying with you. I can't believe this shit. You're not getting a penny from me. God damn it. Fucking pathetic. Go over there and die for Israel, boy. I need to get my retirement set up right. Go do something for your life for once.
At Robert Platinum, at Camster Mail donated $4,990,000. Camster giving my $5 million.
$4 million. $4 million. We got a bug. $4 million. Listen, is this going to say 2 million?
At Camster Mail, at John Snow donated $2 million.
Oh, this is
Are you
funny.
ready for the petrodollar collapse?
Nice. Let me send them a new bug that we have happening. We're rich, boys. 2 millions, 4 millies, 5 millies. I love it. Just send in the millies. Send them in. Damn, you guys are just rich. Hood rich. Southern rich. And the first of the dupe says in the millions. Oh shit, someone donated another 2 milli. Hold on, I gotta send him these. It's funny as fuck, dude, coding up apps, live streaming, talking some shit. $2 million. I'm gonna leave these donations in here. I'm gonna take out the part where I said my stream is messed up, my stream tools. People are gonna be watching this afterwards. They're gonna be like, what the fuck, bro? Who's just giving this dude millions of dollars like that? What the fuck? What the fuck, man? Don't you have something better to do with your money? You're just making a streamer rich. Like, who the fuck? $2 million. It's not fair.
At BigBoy0315 donated $2 million. Bo, you rich face with tears of joy.
Thanks
Face
for the
with
2
tears
million.
of joy.
Appreciate the $2 million, pimpin'. Respect.
At Robert Platinum donated $2 million.
Thanks,
I'm Rich
bro.
B. Yatch. Dave Chappelle wad of bills with wings.
Damn.
Money bag.
Support. I got nothing but billionaires in my chat. You see this shit? Fucking poor people. You fucking poors.
At John Snow donated $2 million. Vibe
Thank
coding
you.
for $2 million.
$2 million vibe coder right here. Thank you. I'm worth M's. M's. Appreciate the M's, boys. Based. We just made $6 million, right? We're beyond boomer rich. We got that oil money now. Vibe coding is awesome. All right. I'm gonna fix it. Don't donate. I'm fixing it right now. I just have to fire up the new version. So you're no longer a millionaire. Sorry, guys. $99 missed calls from the IRS. We're gonna need some of that there money, boy. I gotta make more Tomahawk missiles, kill more brown people and shit, so hand it over. Why the fuck do we get taxed for that? Hey, a dude who worked for his money. Oh, he couldn't resist. A dude, I'll play it. I'll play it.
At Robert Platinum donated $10 million. I couldn't resist.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate the 10 millis. You work for your money. You got taxed. They took your shit. They took some of your money. Then you go and gave the money they already taxed, say to me or anybody else. And then they tax me on that shit. We're getting double taxed on the $10, bro. That's crazy. They already ripped you and now they're going to rip me. Do you see how this system is a scam? Who the fuck is this government anyways? Who do they think they are to take money? And then here's the worst one of it all. So fuck that, you know, this fractional reserve banking and then this fugazi system of taxing the same dollar over and over again. It gets worse. Then they tax you for the house that you own. How fucked is that? Talk to me. You bought a house, you get taxed on it for life. What? You have old people, these are boomers, that get screwed over. The boomers are, you guys are crazy. I'll play the 20 mil. Don't worry. The boomers are getting fucked, some of them that didn't do good. They're getting screwed out of their houses. Imagine working your whole ass off, retiring, and then like the government kicks you out because the value of your house went up 30, 40% in the past couple of months, couple of years since COVID. And bro, your pension, you can't pay the taxes anymore. The property taxes literally get you kicked out of your own house. All right, how many more millions? Okay, this is a normal
Yago
one.
King donated $2. I actually have a script ready that is aiming to call those politicians into question and to get other Christians, at least practicing Christians, to read their Bibles and confirm what I'm saying for themselves.
Ah. Okay. Appreciate you.
At Navasnock17 donated $20 million.
He didn't even leave a message, bro. He just drops $20 million and he's done. $20 million and walks away. Must be nice to be that rich. Incredible. Hey, what's it like being so rich that you just drop $20 million and disappear? What's that like? Just wondering. Imagining if it was actually 20 mil. So I said, can I have $1 million? Can I have 1 mil? Oh, hell no. Yeah, our bot, we're vibe coding live. We're becoming millionaires. You see? What did I fucking tell you? You will become a millionaire if you vibe code, if you just get on this Claude shit. Literally just made $40 million in the span of like 20 minutes. I told you. Told you, you don't fucking listen to me. How are you donating this much money? What the fuck? What the fuck, bruh? Some people got it like that, G. You can't hate on them. Look at this.
At Navasnock17 donated $1 million.
Oh my God, bro. Thank you. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you. Big dog. Look, they just can't. Where are you guys coming from out the woodwork? Hey, can you teach me how to invest? What the fuck?
At Canalori 5172 donated $5 million. Love your work, Bo. Keep it up. Hope you have a good Easter. Viewer from Australia.
Thank you, brother. The viewer from Australia. Oh, you actually wrote that in there. I thought another bug came up. Hey, shout outs to Land Down Under, dude. I've always wanted to visit, but you guys were fucking crazy feminists. Like, gynofascism in Australia is just next level. All right, boys. So we have an announcement to make. I'm worth like $90 million now, so we're retiring from streaming. This is going to be the last stream that we're ever going to have. We're going to just ride off into the sunset along with the boomers holding hands together, talking about Boomhauer and all that shit. You know what I mean? $90 million. That's it. We're retired. You see? Vibe coding. We're a gorillionaire. Shit. When is the She Took a Legion of Men shirt? I'm working on it. I don't know exactly how to design the shirt. Should we keep it just text or have an image there? I'm thinking simply text, maybe with the logo, something. We'll see. Damn. This guy said inflation's going crazy. $90 million is 90 cents now. Shit. Well, we're poor again. We got to stream again. Sorry, guys. We're not retiring. I forgot about inflation. Those 90 millions are actually really 90 cents. Ah, fuck. Couldn't even buy a coffee. Isn't that great? Yep, and it's gone. And it's gone. And it's gone. All right, we're streaming again. Fuck. We were rich. And then we weren't. And it's gone. Fuck. We thought we were gonna do work. Oh well. All right, let's do some content. Let's do some content. Enough dicking around. Enough dicking around. We got, unfortunately. Okay, Big Daddy's over here coding on the side. Yeah, sorry, IRS. You can only collect pennies now. It is what it is. We were watching that yesterday. And we have some funny stuff, but I want to keep going here. Let's do a light one, dude. Let's do a light one. We have some funny ones that are... We'll fund Israel. We'll do this one. And then we'll get into one more maybe after this, and then we'll call it. Let's see. So this guy says, only got less than 3,000 subs, actually. And he says, what being a player really taught him about women. All right, then. Let's see.
What being a player really taught me about women. Guys, let me tell you one thing. The last 10 years of my life, I've spent...
I love these. They're funny. It's like guys waking up to the reality of women. They're great.
Free time, chasing women, going on as many dates as possible. You know, basically playing a game. It was basically playing a game for me. It was to attract as many women as possible, to sleep with as many as possible, and you know, to feel fulfilled in that area of my life. But honestly, guys, doesn't fulfill you at all. I don't even know what fulfills you anymore in that regard, right? To be completely honest with you, because monogamy was also never it was never destined for me. Just gonna be straight up with you, man. Like, some people can be really happy with one woman in their lives, you know. Some people want to chase the Disney fairy tale. Well, I don't believe in the Disney fairy tale, guys. I can get along with a lot of women. Just gonna be straight up with you. Like, I've met a lot of women that were bitches and, you know, brats and arrogant. And I didn't have... all my experiences weren't per se really good experiences with girls. But I also got, you know, along very well with some of them. And if they're pretty, if they're sweet, if they're caring, well, what does the Disney fairy tale mean then? You know, there's millions of pretty girls, but it's just my opinion, all right? So let's get back to the topic here. What it really taught me about women. Guys, this may come over as a shock to you, but women nowadays, they put men in boxes. A lot of women just categorize certain men for their lives, all right? And what do I mean by this? You have to realize, you have to understand that women look for the total package in a guy. And a package means it can be divided in certain traits, right? A man can have certain traits, and I can make a whole list about this. But basically what it comes down to, guys, these traits, the most important traits are called attractiveness, status, wealth, social skills, funny personality, and I don't know. I think that's one of the most important. And you can also categorize them in other small things, right? What does attractiveness mean? Well, guys,
if you're in your 30s and you're worried about women, I say a prayer for you. Why? If you're in your 30s, you should have some of your life together already. By 30, bro, you should have some of your shit together. You're peaking in attractiveness, that maturity plus experience plus financial independence. Actually, women become much easier the older you get. Not infinitely, but let's just say it definitely felt easier than 22. Me at 27 felt easier. Me at 30, way easier. Like 30 to 35, 6-ish, you're in your prime. That's your actual prime. That's when you've actually acquired a ton of money or working on it or have a stable job or some assets. That is when you've got some experience with women already. You kind of know what to look for, shit like that, so you can navigate your own relationships better and you don't get manipulated as much. And that maturity that you gain is like really easy to deal with, say, women that are younger than you because they look up to you, they respect you by default being older. When you're 22, 21, 20, whatever, trying to date other 20, 21, 22-year-old chicks, it's like that is more so playing on hard mode. You got no fucking money, just can only offer dick. The only reason you're even able to talk to these girls because you're in the general vicinity, like you're both in class at college, like you're just placed around where the women are. But really, they're over there smashing dudes at clubs. Like, you see it. I remember when I was going to the clubs at 22, 23, shit like that. The hottest chicks are always in the VIP. Always with those dudes that were like 10 plus years older than them. Always had their shit together. The ballers and all that shit. That's all you used to see. Dude, the absolute hottest chick. Maybe you can smash chicks from class, obviously, that were hot too. But that's because they were having fun and being sluts in college. But when it came to like something longer term or having that shit on speed dial, you can't compete with those richer dudes, with those guys that were well established. They were swimming in puss, dude. It is just the rule of the game, right? That's all it is.
Over 6 foot, very attractive trait. Muscular body, very attractive trait. Nice hair, good. Not balding, great. Good skin, well groomed, well dressed. All these things, you know, it's all divided into certain little categories, right? And women just look for the total package. They are biologically wired to look for the most capable man in all areas of this, all right? They want the attractive, bad boy, adventurous man that's really funny, that has social status, that has a lot of money, that can, you know, is financially free, that to do whatever to do whatever he wants. He doesn't listen to anybody but himself. He's tall, he's muscular, he has a good face, all that shit, right? He's capable of violence, is also a good trait. That's what all women are looking for, basically. That is why certain romantic movies are made, you know, the wildest erotic movies, 50 Shades of Grey, 365 Days, it's in the center of this guy. He's in the spotlight, right? The guy that I just mentioned, he's that dude from the movies, all right? So, but guys, if we look at it realistically, this guy is like so rare, he's so rare that it's basically almost impossible to find him for many women, right? Depends also on the area, but in your local hometown, guys, this man basically doesn't exist. He's so rare. You know, if you look at percentage wise, I think he might be like 0.0005% of the world population, man. Come on. A guy that is attractive in every trait. A tall, jacked, handsome guy, a bad boy with a lot of money, a lot of fame, good social skills, funny, lays it down good in bed. All this shit is so, like, it is extremely rare to find this type of man, all right? So what do women do, bro?
You have to, this is what guys don't understand. You have to understand from a woman's perspective. It seems rare because you're comparing yourself to these kinds of men. But when you're a chick, a magic funnel happens on dating apps, the internet, Instagram. This magic funnel is made in such a way that all they see is those millionaire 6 foot jacked handsome dudes. You don't exist. You're an invisible. This is what most guys don't understand this. For a woman today that is attractive, she's quite literally only surrounded by those kinds of men. It's an insane thing to think about. Most guys can't fathom being around these kinds of quality of women. Imagine if you just turned on your app and all you saw was fucking 10, 10, 10, 10. The only women that talked to you were 10, 10, 10, 10. Everyone's trying to talk to you, but you don't see the rest because just tens everywhere. And so when you're relating to the world and your experience, and prisoner's dilemma, yeah, you're going to be like, wow, well, most women are tens. Most women are great. Most women are actually amazing to be around. Most women, wow. Most women, what, bro? Your experience wouldn't be real. That's the point. Women don't actually have the capability to understand that that's what their experience is like in the world. They think that that's actually reality. They don't understand that the game is super lopsided. They really don't. And so they can't ever empathize with like the shit that a man deals with. For them, it's just, well, you know, hey, this is my reality. This must be truth. Therefore, this is the way of the world. That's it. That's why every time something happens, it's a man's fault. Society going to shit, it's a man's fault. Society, or she's getting screwed up in her relationship because of the choices she made, man's fault. They're never liable for their decisions because they live life on the easy mode. Everything for them is handed. All these rich men, all these jack dudes, all these guys that are in the top 1%er bail them out constantly. She never had to learn how to deal with the consequences of her actions, and she never will. This is the most brutal part you have to understand about all this. She never has to. She actually will get away with it. You literally have today these chicks that are marrying dudes, marrying Christian virgin men, absolute Christ cuckenings of like power level 9,000, smashing chicks with bodies in the hundreds. Hundreds, bro. This dude waits months to get married, years to get married to an absolute whore of a woman. Considers himself lucky. She repented. Jesus forgives. What? That's the state of the world today. Women get bailed out no matter what they do, no matter how fucked up, no matter how bad they mess everything. Bailouts incoming. Bailouts. Nonstop, bro. This whole hitting the wall shit, we move past that. They might hit the wall physically. Duh. Reality of biology. No bitch is going to be better than she ever was at 22, whatever. But there's a bailout. So the wall really turns into a soft, cloudy pillow. It's a nice little landing for a bitch. It's only ever hard for a woman if this happens. She refuses to date any guy from her subjective point-based structure of attractiveness. What man is worth my time? Some convoluted list of this guy must have this guy must have that, this guy here, this, that, and the other. Yeah, that's the only way they actually hit the wall. Other than that, any bitch could get taken off the street, put her ring on, and live happily ever after with some fucking simp. Literally. Simps are the problem. That's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of dudes because a lot of guys hang on to the hope like, I can't wait for her to hit the wall. This bitch is going to get hit with reality. Yeah, dude, the reality waiting for her at 35, 40 is some fucking simp with no experiences to women that just busts open his wallet, bro. Literally.
Have a certain men for all these important values. So you know where I'm going with this, guys. This woman can have one man that is the provider, that takes her on, you know, that basically transfers money to her account. If she's nice, maybe she does something for it in return. It could be. She goes on nice dates with him, takes her out to eat, takes her to these nice places. He is basically the wallet, all right? A lot of women nowadays have the wallet. They have a man that is basically seen as a wallet, all right? That spends money on them. That makes sure she doesn't have to pay for everything. Pays for her boobs, pays for her lips. Could be anything, guys. It's the provider. Then they have a man in their life that is the Chad, the bad boy. The bad boy that doesn't commit, that doesn't give shit to her, that doesn't, that only treats her like an option. Because that man has truly the options. That man has truly a lot of options. He doesn't see a reason. He doesn't see the motive to be monogamous with her. And that girl understands. She understands the dynamic. But she keeps him in her life because, you know, how do I say this in a nice tone, bro? He just lays it down good. You know what I mean with this. It's a pure sexual relationship. It is pure raw attractiveness. But they will never be together seriously. The dynamic is not right. This man will not provide for her. She will never have his kids, right? It's a basic understanding, right? So there's already two types of men she has in her life. Then she can maybe have a third man that is maybe a therapist. It could be, guys. It is maybe the guy that takes her on a date, you know, goes to eat with her, and she just basically can rant or talk about her life, talk about her problems. This guy is an ultimate simp. He will just listen and listen and listen and discuss with her, talk to her, you know, and get nothing in return. he hopes someday that she will like him enough to suck him off or something, right? Or to you know, to have sex with her, but sex with him, but it will never happen. So guys, these are already 3 categories, right? It is basically the lack of finding a man that is the total package, that have all these traits.
At John Snow donated $2. No ma'am needs a comeback.
Thanks, brother.
So what does she do? She just divides this. She divides these qualities into different men. And who do you want to be? If you really look at, if you really look on it, and which type of guy do you want to be? Do you want to be the wallet? Do you want to be the provider? And maybe sometimes get sex, but guys, you will never be truly loved by a woman. You will only get used, basically, and sometimes you'll get something in return. Then again, you will never get the raw attraction from that girl. So the sex will also be different than normal, than usual, right? It won't feel as good. Do you want to be the bad boy that, you know, only has access to her to fuck, basically, to have sex, and then just, you know, go our own ways again and again? Or do you want to be, you know, really the simp, right? That's always trying with her, that's always trying to understand her, basically have the thought that someday, you know, she will fall in love with me because of my good personality and the way I listen to her always and always try to care for her. Man, you know, it's a cold world out here, guys. But this is what I really learned from being a player, man. So let's move on to the next thing, all right? And that is, guys, that the harsh reality is that women would rather be with a guy that has a lot of experience with women, maybe too much experience with women, than a guy that is either a virgin or has slept with very few women in his life. It's the cold hard reality, guys. You know, in my personal life, sometimes I got asked the question by the girl that was with me at that day, right? She told me, "You probably been with a lot of girls." They always assume that. I don't know. Just maybe, you know, it's my appearance. I don't know. And sometimes just to have a little, you know, to test them or to analyze how they would react, I would say my real notch count, bro. I would say the number of partners that I've been with in the past. And the first reaction, guys, would be, ew, you're gross. That they would be in shock, right? They would really be in shock. And I would think to myself, okay, this is where I fucked up, right? I told the real number. This is where I'm gonna fuck up with having a chance with this girl, right? Nothing could be further from the truth, man. I still got with her at the end. I still got her, bro. And that's where I realized women look for a man that has experience, but they just really don't want to know about it. And you got to remember also, guys, that you can't listen to what a woman says most of the time, but you got to see what they do. You got to see their actions. Don't trust their words, trust their actions, all right? So the fact that she found it gross that I've slept with so many women, she told me verbally, but deep down inside, you know, the way she acted at the end, it's totally different. It's the opposite. She still got with me. That's what you need to realize, guys. What women say most of the time is the opposite, man. Or it is partially the truth, but only under this, in these circumstances. Let me explain to you what I mean with this. When you ask a girl, what do you look for in a man? You know what they say most of the time? I'm just looking for a down-to-earth, funny man that is, you know, respectful of me and that is loyal. wow, you just summed up 99% of the earth, like 99% of guys. So why have you so troubled with finding a man? Guys, they forget something to say before that, all right? They are already talking about the handsome Jack Tall dude, the bad boy, all right? They don't tell you that, but they tell you like what comes after. All right, is their personality good? Does the bad boy treat her well?
It's funny to see young dudes just wake up to this. I'm so curious about what the dating scene is going to look like. And these young guys that obviously they grew up watching red pill stuff. They got red pilled on TikTok and shit from all these, clips that got millions of views and the manosphere and all that stuff. What do you think that's going to look like for them coming up in the game right now? The next generation. So interesting. Never has it ever been a case in history that men have been equipped with this kind of knowledge in totality. This is the first time in human history that men have access to things only guys with experience, guys who are successful women knew. That's it. This whole happy wife, happy life, this blue pill mentality, this women are special little flowers, that's all gone. What does this do now? I don't know. Certainly, a trend that's not so encouraging is the fact that despite this knowledge being out there, there's more simps than there's ever been. There are more dudes that are willing to pay for women, pay to just talk to them, than there's ever been. So it seems like it's not even working when you look at it from a certain lens. Then you had the offshoot of the black pillars who just give up. Right? So you have two things that you can infer negatively from. Dudes just quit completely, and then there's the other dudes that just pay for it now, outright. So those are two negative trends. I would hope that, in this kind of modern day and age with access to this kind of information, men would just get smart, learn to play women properly, how to deal with manipulation, gaslighting, all those techniques that they use to see the real reality that women aren't beautiful little snowflakes, that they're actually extremely cruel, can be very, very mean, downright sexual deviants, as the same as men, if not more. And to stop treating them with kid gloves, give them the actual equality that they want in the eyes of relationships, marriage, dating in general. So, but it's not looking good, because despite all this knowledge, guys are simping. Guys are becoming walking wallets. The only thing that's really changed, the positive, I guess, outcome of this is like marriage is in the gutter, but it was already trending that way because you could just get a live-in girlfriend. So marriage is in the gutter. Children are in the gutter. But that's not really an effect of men walking away from the game. It's just women choose no man. Like women rather get pumped and dumped by the top 5% dudes, top 1-2%ers. So the reason the marriage rates are falling isn't because men are just smartly walking away. Most of OnlyFans is married men. So make of that what you will. It's kind of insane when you think about it. Most of the guys still don't choose. Most of them get picked as walking wallet simps. Most of them get chosen for marriage and then beat down psychologically into putting a ring on. Most men don't choose marriage. Most men don't even choose their partner. Most men just marry the woman that's just around because sunk cost fallacy and it's too hard to get another one. Most men are just dealing with scraps. That's the brutal reality of this. Yeah. Most men never choose, boys. That's the real red pill. Most men never choose. There's a high bar you have to pass. You have to be a certain height. You have to make a certain amount of money. You have to have a certain amount of experience in bed. You're going to have to be able to absolutely give her the devil D, have her wrapped around your finger, know how to lay it down, put your foot down too, never let a bitch get away with nothing. You have to run your relationship like an authoritarian. It's daddy mode all day, every day. You have to, or else she'll destroy it. This is what they do. They're habitual line crossers. You let a woman cross the line, she just moves on to the next line to cross. A lot of men learn this in a marriage or a long-term relationship. Watch how that woman crosses line after line after line, and the dude ends up being a husk of himself because there's nothing inside anymore. She crossed every boundary. The dudes that get no more respect, no more pussy, and he lives to be a fucking roommate in a dead bedroom relationship. And this is most men, because in the olden days, they just lacked experience. But now they have experience, and it's still happening to them. I've had so many conversations with dudes that'll say the same shit. Bro, I just got out of a relationship. I knew about this red pill shit years ago. It still happened to me. How? Just become that guy, right? And it's so meme-ish to say just become that guy. And I don't mean that guy like 6'2" and all this shit. I mean, you were in a relationship and you knew what to do. Why didn't you just do it? That's what I mean. If you were already in a relationship and you had a bitch from the very beginning and she was treating you right and then started habitually crossing, why did you fail? Why did you let her cross the line? I fell in love. What do we tell you about that shit? About loving women? You can love them or understand them. Why did she do this to me? Bro, you ask your woman to go out and have a drink with the boys. Like, you stopped being a man. It's just the truth. It hurts. It hurts feelings. It really does. Why did my relationship change so much? Oh, you started treating her like an equal. You started putting responsibilities on her shoulders. Excuse me. You learned all this. You watched Red Pill. You were there at night, bro. They were like this at night, just like this. They were chilling like this. Stupid bitches. At night as they're going to bed or in the morning when they're just waking up. Hitting the wall. Not me, though. Could never happen to me, though. Never. Fuck, that guy's an idiot. Fucking simp. Fucking simp. Wow, simps need to die. We need to kill all simps. Turns into a simp in his own relationship. 2 years later, he's a husking himself. Messaging me, bro, I fucked up. I don't know what happened to me. I was a lion. And then a pussy. And then something happened. I just turned into a fucking wet noodle. She took me for everything. What do you call that? If women hit the wall, what do you call dudes that just lose all their boundaries when they get a little of them sugar walls? We need a name for that shit. That transformation, it needs a name. We need to give that a name, just like hitting the wall has a name. What is that shit? Say cucked. Literally cucked. What is this? Boop, boop.
At Tafa Chickens donated $2. Bros go through symbiosis.
Symbiosis. Thanks, brother. Vinti, thank you for the 500 kicks, dude. Being honest, I've been watching RP Manosphere stuff since you were 15. Damn. You're 21 now, working out, etc. I just want to see the other end of the game. Like being a player and all that? Is that what you're saying? Like successful? Shit like that? It's kind of a brutal transformation, to be completely honest. It does take part of you. The innocent part of you that could believe in happily ever after. That Disney mentality that you were watching growing up. Yeah. To see that women are nothing like what they're described. To see just how brutal they are. How smart and cunning and good at gaslighting. And opportunist-like. Not even opportunist-like. Quite actually opportunist. Nah, women are the craziest opportunists of all time. This is why I say shit like, if your woman works, she's not your woman. You know, if your woman's going out with her girlfriend, she's going out on vacations. Because it's opportunity, you put opportunity in front of a woman, bro. They like children. They don't know what to deal with, how to deal with that kind of shit. I'm just being completely honest. If I had to have a woman that worked or that wanted to work, I'm not being in a relationship. I don't need you to be around other men, bosses, all that shit. You can say I'm insecure. You can say whatever you want. Bitch, I make enough money. You can stay at home. I don't deal with any fucking woman that's got to be out the house dealing with other men. And if my woman gets approached by a man, she better fucking be rude and a complete cold bitch. Period. I don't need any woman opening any doors for any motherfuckers, dude. That's all. They're all like I said, they're gaslighters. They'll say you're insecure. When a woman tells you you're just insecure, that's literally her telling you you've hit the exact spot. Actually, you caught me what I was trying to do. Actually, I need you to stop pointing out the hypocrisy of what I'm doing. That's it. Anytime you hear you're just insecure, it's exactly a bitch telling you, yep, you nailed it. That's exactly what I'm doing. That's it, dude. You've been gaslit in this gynocracy that we're living in to believe all women am I actually being insecure? Wait a second. I need to be a real man and not care about her going partying with her fucking whore girlfriends. Yeah, she could be around other dudes. I trust my woman. I trust her to be out there. Yeah, dude. Yeah. You know how many dudes, girls I smashed because they trusted their girl out? All the time. My boyfriend this. Don't text me, my boyfriend that. Disrespect. If your bitch is at the club, she's not your bitch. Period. That shit's stupid. Seeing married women out at the club, girls in long-term relationships for like years. What the fuck even is that? Those were the easiest chicks to smash at the club all the time. Taken women. What taken woman is at the club, at a bar, anywhere in the vicinity of strange men with alcohol mixed, no less? You gotta be a fucking idiot to think that's not an issue in your relationship. You're out of your mind, bro. I remember when you were going on about maintenance sex. Yeah. That's brutal. That's like the once a month, you know. That's that once a month shit. A lot of guys deal with so many problems that are just self-inflicted when it comes to women. Honestly, most dudes put up with shit that they shouldn't have to put up with. It blows me away. Thanks for the 500, Vinton. Appreciate you, dude. Bro, just give me more of that Big Daddy Yahoo wars in the Middle East. Are you tired of winning? Are you telling me, soldier, you're tired of winning? We're just chilling. We're coding right now, dude. Yeah, just ask me questions, random shit. We'll just go ranting. We'll just rant on every topic. Winning fatigue. Imagine if it was a law that men can't have sex with women unless they're married to them. Imagine. I bet 100% of women will vote for it. And then if women had sex outside of marriage, they get capital punishment and their heads chopped off. Hey, that works. It's the framing. Yeah, it's the framing. So men can't have sex unless they're married, and women who have sex out of wedlock have their heads chopped off. Yeah? Fair deal there? I think that's framed fairly, isn't it? Just saying. The boy. Capital punishment. What did you do? I had sex with a stranger. Fuck. Shouldn't have done that, stupid. You mean we're going back to arranged marriages? Wow. Who'da thunk? Whoa, bro, $50. I gotta play that one. Hold on. I know how to play that one. I have a cheat. I have a backup system in place. Where is it? Ha, here it is. This should work, right? Let's see. W's. Come on, man. This should work. Why is it not working? Maybe I activated the wrong one. Is it tips? Is this gonna work? Oh, look at that. We're getting errors. Errors. Well, Novus Knox, thank you so much, brother, for the 50. If I could, I would replay that. Even Streamlabs, I have broken everything. We were rich, and then now we are poor. Okay. Streamlabs, you are a massive piece of shit. I can't wait to replace you with my own app. And, you guys even want to see what I'm coding up? I could share the screen. Let me get that shit out the way. He gave 50 mil casually, just walks away. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, we were in the middle of resetting our app. So we've rebuilt. Let me see. I'm gonna just share this shit. Let me see. So I can show you guys what this looks like. So for those interested in seeing what I'm building anyways, while we go rant on other shit. This is what it looks like. We're trying to connect Rumble, but it's being a piece of shit. Find Livestream Connect. It's not connecting. Let's see. Authorizing. So we're trying to figure out, is getting Rumble connected to the multi-chat. We had it working before, and now it's not. So we're trying to find out what... Oh shit, it's green. Oh, it's connected. Hold on. If I type now on Rumble... Oh, we fixed it. Rumble's fixed. Cool. All right, we have them all working now. They're all green. So they're all green. All of this works. The functionality that we added is... Well, shit, where do I even begin? Does that come up? Oh, my Lord. Okay, that comes up. Can you guys on YouTube send stickers? Little stickers and emotes on YouTube? We want to test if it comes on this screen here. This is... We're on clean. Oh, clean. What the fuck? Okay. Is it secondary? Stickers. Are the stickers coming through in YouTube? We'll see right now when it updates. Yeah, we had little bugs here with like YouTube stickers, but anyways, what we added was the ability. I have to get my screen here correctly. This fucking piece of shit application. Secondary display. Is this the one? Yeah, there you go. So many goddamn monitors. Okay. Fuck out of the way. All right, bro. So what you're looking at here's the multi-chat functionality, right? So everything's connected. Later on, Ascendant. Take care, bro. So you're seeing this. Streamlabs charges like $40 for some shit like this, by the way. And then what we're doing is we've unified it ourselves. So all the chats from all on Twitch, Rumble, YouTube, Kick, all here. And at the bottom, as you can see, we're connected to all of them here. And I can even type. And for example, if I go, hello, leave a like. All the platforms besides Rumble works. Rumble just doesn't have a connector for this. So all of you should see in the chat directly that I typed hello, leave a like all over on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. So we added that functionality. And then we added another one so I could actually directly go in here, for example. Click on like this, the name, and I can see what platform they're on, which I can already see, but I could delete the message, I could time them out, and I can ban a user. So we actually have functionality here where we can moderate the chat. Yeah, and I built all of this. The stickers on YouTube. Can you send me more stickers, boys? Because the issue we're having is the stickers aren't coming in, as you can see in the chat. When you're typing in your stickers... Yeah, those weird YouTube stickers. Give me those. There you go. Type a bunch of those in. We're trying to see if those stickers pop up here as a sticker themselves. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we're building this while we're streaming, while we're talking, while we're doing everything. So what's the fuck is going on with YouTube then? The YouTube chats are not coming in. What's happening here? Huh. Is YouTube broken? YouTube fetch error. Uh-huh, yeah. So now type normally. Command C. See? And shit just breaks. So now YouTube's broken. Like YouTube's not coming in the chat anymore. Ironically. Okay. So we're just going to tell him Tell him that shit. And we go here to clean. Is that what we're on? For fuck's sakes, so many screens. Okay, we go back here. And this is him. He's coding on the right here. These are little errors that we're getting. And essentially, you just go here. Attach files. Gotta find which one of these screenshots. I think it's these. No, these are the millionaires. Those are the millionaires. Not that. Why are these not on the correct time? Okay, open. So we open that. We copy. What the fuck, bro? We copy paste those little errors, and then he's off. Well, if you haven't already, you should compact the session, then tell Claude to ingest the full code base, find issues with the code logic, suggest fixes, find bugs, and suggest... Oh, yeah. I already committed. This is the new build, yeah. I'm in a branch. I'm not in the one I'm working in currently. Is the new branch I created, so we're good. I already committed the last changes from last night, so... He did all that before, yeah. Or I should say, right after. Right before committing. Excuse me, my brain's not working. I need to eat. Unit tests were a game changer for you? So he's gonna fix it. We'll do that right now. Fuck it. How long until Clav gets jaded as fuck by dating? He's already jaded, dude. This is just money. I don't think he gives a fuck about women. Yeah. It's a rap. I'll do that unit thing right now. Let me run this rebuilt version and see if YouTube works again. Just delete that, and then I'm curious. I want him to go do that off this build. Yeah, you can't take what Clav does and try to relate it to yourself, guys. It's a completely different beast. He's famous. He's also getting monetary results off of doing this shit from streaming. He's thinking of money. He's thinking of, you know, he's thinking a completely different angle. The women he's bringing, he's not taking any of these women serious. He's not looking to get married or do any of that shit. It's just like, how do I make a ton of fucking money doing what I'm doing right now? All right, give me some of those. You guys are seeing the test live here, right? On the top left. Give me some of those stickers and shit again. And let's see. YouTube stickers. We have YouTube working again. There we go. And our super chats work too.
At Degenerate 5,978 donated CA $2. Game can make you jaded. Do you meditate, pray, hands pressed together, clinking beer mugs?
Hey, thanks, brother. Do I meditate or pray? I meditate, I guess, when I go out there in nature. Think about life and shit. Look, we got them working finally. They're not text strings anymore. That's another major bug we were dealing with for a long time. Ayo. Nice. Now we just need a test. Unfortunately, we broke Kick. And we have to test Kick's subs. Somebody on Kick would have to donate a sub just so we could see if it fires. And then we have to test a 500 Kick to see if the text to speech there fires. It works now, you see? There you go. We're coding this live. Everybody was just watching. So this is the unified chat. It finally doesn't look like shit. And it should appear, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go over to like this. It should. There you go. Type some more of those stickers in. They should appear even in the overlay correctly. Yeah. Let me see what it looks like on the overlay directly up here. Ah, look, they work. Wait, those are Kicks. I need YouTubers. Yeah, there you go. See? The stickers work now, even on the overlay. That's perfect. Okay. Well, naturally, when you stream, this is how you test it. Whenever somebody donates, you see what works and what doesn't, what gets broken and what doesn't, guys. And this is just how you have to test this app, because obviously you have to be live and the alerts have to fire, but I'm going to do what somebody said earlier, what Spy Hunter said. Okay. First, we're going to commit this test. Vibe coding was promised to us 3,000 years ago. Yeah. Let's commit these changes before he fucking... Oh no, something broke again. Look at that. What is that? Some of them are not working. We have to tell them. Some of them are broken. They come off as text strings. Okay. Nice shirt. Thanks, brother. Can I automate this? No, because I wish I could. The only time you have to think about it like this, if the chat functionality only works when I'm live, because why would I have a chat, right? Why would I have this chat moving like this? This chat wouldn't move unless I'm live and you guys are typing. So I actually need like real people here to actually fire and trigger the alerts to see what's broken, what isn't, and then have to copy paste logs. And then that's how you are able to test like what the issues are. Some are working, some are still text strings. It's kind of annoying building out this app like that because you can only test the shit live. Binge a 24-hour stream to get it right? Fuck, that's kind of brutal. No.
At Blue Collar Fitness donated $1.99. What's up, traveling electrician from Arizona Carup?
Hey. Come on, brother. Shout outs to you. You use Claude Code or the chat bot? Claude Code. This is Claude Code. Let me put it on the screen real quick. You see? This is Claude Code. We are in the Code tab. Top right here. And he said, look, confirm those emojis are missing from the cache. I only added 55 of the 99. Let me add the rest. There you go. I think he's done. I will commit this change and then I'll go do what you said, Spy Hunter, real quick and just let him get to work fixing all this shit. I just need to see Rumble. That's the only problem. I don't know on Rumble if this shit's working. Not Rumble, sorry. Kick. Kick used to work. Kick subs. We had it all working before we added Twitch and separated everything else with OAuth and all this shit. So, yeah. In time, this is what's so slow and painfully time wasting about this shit is you actually have to be on live stream, connecting Kick, reconnecting it, seeing what the fuck's happening. We have all the connectors good now, so all is connected. It's just the logic that has to change now. The logic is the easy part. So the major issues are done. It was really just getting Twitch connected. And I still have to test Twitch. I don't even stream on Twitch, bro. How the fuck? I gotta gift myself on Twitch like bits and shit to see if it works. Essentially. All right, this build is done. He said, fuck it, we'll do it live. Yeah, basically. Well, that's how we're partitioning this, right? We do a real show and then we dick around at the end and just hang out with chat for a little while. And yeah, it's fun to see the process. It's very helpful because people have no idea what's happening. And if I just show you what I'm doing, then you can kind of get an idea what this looks like. Especially when you watch that video from the second channel that shows you how to start from scratch, but properly spec out a project so you can actually get really far along with a complex idea, which is actually amazing. Let me shut this one down and then go to the next build. My next app will not be an issue to test out. I will not need to be live to test the next one. I can't wait. Is this live? So here it is. This is our new build and everything should roll in. Players, give me some 30K donations from Iran. Iran sending you a Shaheed drone. Awesome. Give me some, if you're on YouTube, give me some stickers, please. Test all those stickers out and see what's broken. We're going to look at them from, what is it, clean? Yeah, here we go. Okay, that one worked. Game over works. Ah, Tribe Blue is broken, right? Oh no, those are my own. Okay. So, okay. My emotes on YouTube are now broken. I need stickers, not the emotes from YouTube or from the. There you go. Yeah, YouTube's own native stickers. There we go. Yeah, send those in. So far, so wash hands isn't working. Where's wash hands from? Is that YouTube's natural one? And then we just screenshot these. Yeah, see, some work, some don't. Like elbow cough, elbow cough. You see that? That's strange. And now we go into our logs and see like what the fuck's happening. We got a bunch of yellow logs here. Tribe fam, Command C. We'll paste the logs over to him. Then we'll paste the photos. See, and now we're pasting the photos here. Or the log, sorry. $313. These two, right? Yeah. And then what is our problem? Some are still broken. I noticed all my sub emotes on YouTube are broken. Okay. The Iran war is causing fuel ration. You just call it a war, dude. It's not an operation. It's a war. Quarters all spiking? Fuck no. We're chilling, dude. We're going to commit this change real quick. See, a bunch of these stickers work at the bottom here. Yeah, you could see them on your screen pop up, so. We got most of the way there. We're going to do a Spy Hunter set right now after he's done with this commit, and we're going to get his ass to start looking at the code base. Where was your post? There it is. Compact the session, tell Claude Code to 1, ingest the full code base, find issues with logic. Cool. About to copy paste that in there and see what he does. I'm paying for the $100 a month. I used to have the $200 a month one, but I'm probably going to end up getting the 200 also. Okay, I'm copy pasting what you said right now. Ingest the full code base, find issues with the code. Oh yeah, compact first, right? / compact. All right. Where the fuck? Clean. Okay. He's working on compacting. I'm curious too, but it's cool that I could go click on here like Shepherd and just go delete that. Boom, and it works. That was a fucking issue before. Yeah, I could just delete all these. Look at that. Nice. And I like it. I like that I could see that happening live too. On my other screens. That shit was a pain in the ass. I think I could delete it from here too on Kick. It should work. Let me try. There you go. Sick, bro. You guys aren't seeing it. It's off screen, but I'm literally just deleting them here in the chat, just like this. So that was a feature that I was working on, yeah, for a minute. Because we were pulling things with like a basic API. Yeah, which was a pain in the ass. So I broke some things, fixed some things. Damn, he's still compacting a conversation. What ended up happening is I was like doing this in a very wonky way, just pulling it with basic API and using kind of a cheat, like plugging in Streamlabs to grab all of Streamlabs alerts, but put them in here. So that was like a weird walk around. But now I got OAuth, so real authentication from Kick, Rumble, or sorry, from Kick, YouTube, and Twitch, so I can pull that shit from them directly, all the alerts. Basically, it's like this. Once the app is done, you essentially hit YouTube, do the sign into your YouTube account to authenticate, and then your app is just fully authenticated into YouTube, and it just pulls all these alerts properly. That's what we're working on right now. So I did a massive update where we did the advanced authentication, not the API, and that broke some things like Kick, for example. Kick is now broken because we have people that are subbing or donating on Kick, and nothing's firing here because it's still working off without knowing the difference between Streamlabs and the new authentication that we got. I'm thinking of just doing it for $5 a month. Because Streamlabs charges you $40 a month for this. Just Streamlabs charges $40 a month for this. Just this. Just this. I'm giving you, on top of that, this dashboard that manages your alerts. Yeah. And this is me just fixing my own problem, by the way. It's not like we're waiting for him to compact everything. I think he did. I think he's done. Yeah, this is me just fixing my own problem. Like, obviously, I stream. I don't want to have Kick open, Rumble open, YouTube open, and have 3 different chats everywhere. And, oh, but I want to stream on Rumble too. But, hey, Streamlabs doesn't support Rumble in their multi-chat feature. Oh, okay. Well, I have to do this myself. So, all right, fuck it. I'll just do it myself. It takes time. Obviously, there's a lot of shit you got to work on and test and all that. But once it's done, I mean, $5 a month isn't shit compared to what you can do. So, what's up, Pete? Okay, so now he's done compacting, and now we're going to copy paste exactly what you said. Ingest the full code base, find issues with the code logic and suggest fixes, find bugs and suggest fixes, and write unit tests for all modules. Let's see what he does with that. Ta-da. Actually, yeah. So we're done. Let's not waste time on YouTube. Actually, YouTube's pretty much done with. Not much to test anymore on there. Rumble's connected. Not much to test there. I just thought of something else. How do I grab Rumble's donations? Fuck. That's a good question. Is Rumble still functional? It is. Shit. I'll have to figure that out later. Okay, guys, if you want to just watch more of this and hang out, feel free to join us over on Kick. I'm just going to shut down all the live streams now and do Kick only. That's the last one we have to really worry about. And then we'll test the rest later, but I'll link it right now just so we don't have a 20-hour video on YouTube. Yeah. Later on, boys. Let's see. There you go. Yeah, good night to you. All right. Later on, YouTube family. Appreciate you guys for donating, super chatting, all that stuff, subbing. We're headed over on Kick, and we'll close it out there. Or maybe we get second win with some coffee and just go off again on like an 8-hour stream. We shall see. It's Thursday. We don't got shit to do. There it is. All right, boys. Take care.